If you're a video editor, you need to master telling stories through animations. All creators need storytelling to grab attention and to get more views. So if you can help them with that, the demand for your video editing will grow. So today I'll teach you the timeless documentary editing style that has been working for years. Since LeBron James is going crazy in the playoffs at 41 years old, we're gonna use his example. We're gonna focus on how to create seamless match cut transitions, which are the essence of that style. Make sure to pay attention because throughout the tutorial I'm gonna give you insights that will make your animations look better. But before we begin, if your editing takes too long, I built a pack with 100 pre-built animations that will save you a ton of time. In 2 days I'm increasing the price for Motion Essence, so make sure to check it out in the description. That being said, let's master documentary editing style right inside the software. So we are back in Adobe After Effects, and remember guys, you got all the necessary assets for this tutorial in the description below. So for starters, what you want to do is create a new composition. I've already created one, so I'm just gonna show you the comp settings. And today we're gonna be working with 1920 by 1080, frame rate at 15, so we get that documentary editing style, and then duration at 10 seconds. Let's hit OK. And right off the bat, we're gonna take LeBron 1 and drop him on the timeline. And then also we're gonna take the logo. So before we get into the 3D, we're gonna fix some properties. So I'm gonna go over to the logo and I'm gonna hit S. Then I'm gonna decrease the scale and I'm gonna probably place it somewhere here. Then LeBron can go over here and we can create our 3D camera. So for this, what you want to do is head over to the layer, then go to new and pick the camera. We're gonna use 35mm preset, 2-node camera, and make sure to uncheck enable depth of field. Then hit OK. We're gonna place our camera below all the layers and then we're gonna create a new null object. So for this, we're gonna go again to the layer, new, null object, and we can rename it to Cam Control 1. Then I'm gonna go ahead and select these two layers and I'm gonna change the color to cyan. And also we're gonna need to turn on the 3D for all the layers. So let's go ahead and turn on the cube everywhere, and then we're gonna close it down by hitting U. Now what you want to do is create a little bit of separation between the logo and LeBron. So for this, I'm gonna go over here to the custom view 1. And if you hit C or just go over here to the orbit tool, you're gonna be able to see it from the side. So what I'm gonna do with this is make sure to select the logo. So I'm gonna click over here, and with the Z position, I'm just gonna push it back a bit. Now we got a little bit of distance, which is gonna give us nice depth of field. And then I'm gonna go back to our active camera. Now I'm gonna adjust the position a little bit, so we kind of wanna place the logo over here, and then LeBron should be more in the middle. Maybe we could even decrease the scale a bit. Actually, one little tweak, I think something like that should do. So now before we create the movement, we need to parent our camera to the null object. So for this, go over to the parent and link, and we're gonna grab the pick whip and attach it to Cam Control 1. So once you've done that, make sure to select Cam Control 1, then hit P, and we're gonna create our first keyframe. I'm gonna push that keyframe forward a couple of frames, and then I'm gonna get closer to LeBron. Alright, so that's our movement, and now what we need to do is select both keyframes, then I'm gonna right click, go over to Keyframe Assistant, and we're gonna press on Easy Ease. Once you've done that, go over to the Graph Editor, and we're gonna need to push the pick towards the left. So we have a snappy movement in the beginning, and then it slowly fades away. So I'm just gonna fit the graph so we can see better, then I'm gonna select the second keyframe, and we're gonna drag the yellow dot to the middle. Then we're gonna select this one and we're gonna push it to the left. Alright, so this looks pretty good, but we also need to continue the movement. So this layer is gonna be responsible for that snappy movement in the beginning, but then we're gonna create another one that is gonna kind of prolong that movement. So for this, we're gonna need to duplicate that layer. So I'm gonna hit Ctrl D, then I'm gonna hit U on the keyboard, we're gonna delete the last keyframe, and then we're gonna parent 1 to 2. So now we can control everything with Cam Control 2 as well, and this is gonna allow us to overlap the movement. So basically we're gonna have two movements at the same time. This one is gonna be snappy and this is gonna be longer. So let's just move the time indicator a little bit forward, and then we're gonna push it back even more. So as you can notice, it still goes on. We can actually go over to that keyframe here, and I'm just gonna get closer so we got more room to expand it over here. Alright, so we got that continuous movement, which is looking pretty cool. And remember guys, we don't have motion blur on, but once we turn it on, it's gonna look way better. But also I'm gonna go over to the graph editor for these two keyframes, and we're just gonna fix that graph a bit. Alright, I think I like it, so we're gonna leave it like that. And then around this time, we're gonna need to introduce another movement that is gonna take us to the second scene. So for the second scene, we're gonna need LeBron 2. So I'm gonna drop him on the timeline. And now, this is gonna be important. We're gonna need to match our number 23 with the first LeBron. So basically what you want to do is just hit T on the keyboard, decrease the opacity so we can see through LeBron 2. Then we're gonna turn on the 3D. We're gonna make sure that the position of our LeBron 2 is in the same position as LeBron 1. So for this, we're gonna need to head over to the position here. I'm gonna copy it, go over to the position in LeBron 2, and we're gonna paste it here. So now if we go over to our custom view 1, we're gonna see it from the side that they are in the same Z position. So once you have that locked in, what you want to do is adjust the properties for LeBron 2. So as you can notice, we're kind of trying to match number 23. So I'm gonna scale up LeBron 2, then I'm gonna try to adjust it as much as possible. Theoretically, you could take Z rotation and just rotate it like that. And I think this might be good enough. Alright, let's leave it like that. Then we're gonna bring up opacity back to 100%. And we're gonna need to introduce LeBron 2 around this time. So whenever we're introducing LeBron 2, we're gonna need to trim LeBron 1 as well, together with the logo. So we're gonna cut it somewhere here, and it should be perfect. So now what I'm gonna do is duplicate Cam Control 2, so basically the same procedure as before. Then I'm gonna hit you, delete the last keyframe, and we're gonna parent 2 to 3. Let's hit you for everything, and then we're gonna push it forward. So here again, we're gonna have the double layer. So basically like here, we're gonna have the first one for the snappy movement, and then we're gonna have a long one to just prolong the movement. So what I'm gonna do is select number 3, then probably head over somewhere, maybe here, and I'm gonna push it back. Something like that should do. We can also play around with position in the X and Y. Alright, so we're gonna have something like that, which is looking extremely awkward, but we're gonna fix it with the graphs. So I'm gonna select these 2 keyframes, then I'm gonna hit F9 in order to easy ease. I'm gonna go over to the graph editor, and at this very time, we need to have the peak. So I'm gonna squeeze it in like that. And this should do, let's see. So this is gonna give us a nice match cut. Since number 23 is in the same position, this is just gonna look fire. I might actually have that peak at this time, so we got more motion blur on the first LeBron. So I'm gonna go back to the graph editor, and I'm just gonna push that peak over here, and this should be a bit better. Yeah, it's more seamless. And like I said before, we need to have another cam control. So for this, I'm gonna hit Ctrl D, then I'm gonna hit you, delete the last keyframe, and we're gonna parent 3 to 4. And now I'm gonna offset it a bit, so it's in the very moment whenever we got the transition. So let's go ahead and move forward, and we're just gonna push it back like that. Since we're going lower, we can actually go lower as well here. Alright, so that's what we have. And now what I need to do is actually take these 2 keyframes, I'm gonna go over to the graph editor, and we're gonna need to create a very steep peak on the left. Okay. And now also here we're gonna need to introduce the basket. So I'm gonna take it and drop it over here, and then make sure it's below LeBron 2, and also we're gonna turn on 3D for this. So now we wanna place it in the good proportions, but first it will be good to actually have a little bit of depth here. So for this I'm gonna go over to the custom view 1. Let me just head over here with the grab tool, and we're just gonna push that basket away from the camera. Alright, so now this should be good. Then I'm gonna go back to our active camera, and now we need to change the proportions for the basket. So I'm gonna go over to the scale, and let's maybe have it somehow like that. We low-key wanna match our basket with the logo. I think this is gonna look good for the match cut. And we might have it somewhere here. Yeah, it looks really cool, to be honest. And if you push it even further away, so with Z position, and then scale it up, then you're gonna get more 3D feel. So that's how it's looking so far, and it's extremely realistic, especially here. So now I'm gonna count how many frames we got over here. So here's 10 frames, then here 15, and then 16 over here. So here we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So here we're gonna trim it. So I'm just gonna select both layers, then trim it, and push it by 1 frame. And here's the time for our third scene. So we're gonna introduce LeBron 3 and drop him on the timeline. And now again, we're gonna need to turn down the opacity. So I'm gonna hit T, decrease it a bit. I'm gonna turn on the 3D, and then we're gonna place our LeBron 3 on top of our LeBron 2. So now what you want to do is copy the position of LeBron 2, paste it in the position of LeBron 3, and then we're gonna adjust X and Y, and then also the scale. Okay, something like that should do. Looks pretty accurate to me. Then we're gonna push it forward, and we're gonna have a nice transition. Let's bring back our opacity. Then you guessed it, we need to do the same procedure as before. So I'm gonna duplicate our cam control 4, then I'm gonna hit U, delete the last keyframe, and we're gonna parent 4 to 5. Then I'm gonna go ahead and push it somewhere here. Let's move a couple of frames forward, and then we're gonna move back and probably go lower, just like that. Then I'm gonna select both keyframes, hit F9 in order to ease ease, go over to the graph editor, and here again we need to have the steep peak. So I'm just gonna start pushing those to the middle, and we low-key wanna have that peak before the transition. So over here, we might actually have it started over here, and this should be perfect. And now we need to add that extra movement, so I'm gonna duplicate Cam Control 5, hit U, delete the last keyframe, and we're gonna parent 5 to 6. Then what you want to do is place that layer over here, so right at the transition, I'm gonna move forward, and again I'm gonna go to the back and probably a bit lower. Maybe let's extend it, and then I'm gonna select both keyframes, hit F9, go over to the graph editor, and then we're just gonna squeeze the peak towards the left. Alright, so that's what we have so far. Looks so good. By the way, pay attention how everything has the same tempo. This is quite important, especially if you're using match cut transitions. And now what we want to do with our third scene is add a white background and then also the text. So let's start with the white background. So I'm gonna right click over here, go over to new, solid, and here I'm gonna rename it to white BG. Make sure to pick the white color over here, hit OK and OK again. I'm gonna make sure that this layer is placed below LeBron 3. I'm gonna trim it to the position of this layer. Then we're gonna need the text, so I'm gonna grab the type tool and I'm gonna type in LeBron. Then what you want to do with that text is select it all, and we're gonna change fill with stroke. So I'm gonna turn it off here, turn it on at the stroke, and make sure to use that hex code. Let's hit OK. Then I'm gonna push it forward so it's aligned with other layers, and I'm gonna scale it up. Let's recenter, and now we're ready to turn it into 3D. Now to have it in the right order, we're gonna place it below LeBron 3. I'm gonna scale it up even more, and then I'm gonna create a keyframe for position. Let's push it somewhere here, and I'm gonna probably place it like that. Then I'm gonna take these two keyframes, hit F9 in order to ease ease, go over to the graph editor, and again we need to create a steep peak on the left. Okay, looks really cool. I would probably speed it up a bit. And then what we need to do is basically duplicate that text. I'm gonna hit P. You can have the time indicator on one of the keyframes. I'm gonna select the position and I'm gonna place it lower. Now let's change the text to James. And now I want to introduce that last name from the left. So instead of right, we're just gonna push the X towards the left, maybe something like that. And it looks pretty cool. I'm just gonna probably take these two positions and push it a bit lower. Yeah, should be better. And then I'm gonna select these two texts and I'm gonna probably decrease the stroke with a bit. So now we're gonna utilize some of the effects in order to turn this animation into a banger. But before we do that, we need to add one more background to the bottom because otherwise we're gonna have nothing in there. So I'm just gonna right click over here, go over to new, solid, and this time we're gonna use black. Let's hit OK. I'm gonna rename it to black BG, then hit enter. Let's place it below. And now we're ready. So now if you go over to the project panel, you're gonna find something from Texture Labs. By the way, Texture Labs is a great page with free resources. You got the link on the screen. And this is not a promo, I just really like that page. So let's take it and drop it on top. And then what we need to do is head over to mode. So I'm gonna click here, then I'm gonna change the mode to overlay. And as you can notice, this is gonna give us that poster vibe. So before and after. So now what I want to do is add drop shadow to LeBron 3. So make sure to bring up the opacity to 100%, we're gonna increase the distance, and then also I'm gonna increase the softness. So now simply because we got that texture, that drop shadow effect looks so much better. So before and after. We might soften it out a bit more. Yeah, something like that should do. Then I can tell that LeBron 2 needs a little bit more exposure. So I'm gonna go over here, add exposure effect, and I'm gonna bring that up. Now on top we wanna play around with the colors. So what I'm gonna do is right click over here, go to new, adjustment layer. We're gonna rename it to color, and then I'm gonna apply lumetri color to this. So basically in the lumetri color, what you want to do is go over to color wheels, and we're just gonna take the shadows and push it towards the blues. Then I'm gonna probably decrease it here, before and after. And then I'm gonna go over to curves and we're gonna create a slide S curve. So let's bring up the highlights as well and push shadows lower. So this is making a whole lot of difference. So before and after. Also, I feel like we could turn down the saturation. So I'm gonna go over to basic correction and here we're just gonna decrease it a bit. gives more vibe in my opinion. Now we're gonna create another adjustment layer, so I'm gonna right click, go over to new, adjustment layer, and now we're gonna call it radial blur. Let's apply the same effect. And then I'm gonna change the amount to, let's say, 3. Then I'm gonna make sure to press and hold and take the ellipse tool. And with that layer selected, I'm gonna double click on the ellipse. So now we got the mask, but we need to make sure that everything in the middle stays sharp, because currently it's the opposite. So here we have it sharp, here we have it blurry. So I'm just gonna invert it. And now I'm just gonna play around with the mask. We can probably have it here so it's better visible. So I'm gonna bump up the feather and I'm gonna decrease the expansion. So as you can notice here how it looks. Okay, something like that should do. Then also I'm gonna take that logo over here and I'm gonna apply vignette effect. So now let's increase the amount, also the angle of view. We can slightly turn up pin highlights. And yeah, something like that should do. It's way more moody, let's say. Alright, I think we have our final animation, but let's see how it's gonna look with the motion blur on. So I'm gonna turn it on everywhere. This is such a sick animation. Not only do we have number 23 in the match cut, but also the Lakers logo together with the basket. This is so good. And then you can experiment with this. For example, you would add adjustment layer here and then let's say invert effect. You can just be creative with this. Or maybe something like that. But yeah, this was just as a side note. So hopefully this tutorial was valuable, and with that being said, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers guys!